Good morning guys, it's Rachelle from Monoline Furniture in very chilly, beautiful blue sky, but chilly Sydney. Look at me, I'm glowing. Today we're working on this nightstand. I've already started fixing it, as you can see. Excuse the funny angle I got going on here, but this sun is bright. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's a pretty straightforward nightstand, just a single one. I'm doing this, it's been donated to me for Rise Up, but it had a split on the top. I have recorded it, already started it, I have recorded it, so I'll slot that in. The drawers are on runners. I'm hoping, this looks like it's a solid piece of wood, so I'm hoping I can still sand this down so that I can stain it, but we will see. I'm gonna go quite neutral. No, I'm not. Oh, I don't know. Let's not pretend I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Before I do anything, I need to fix this split here. I want to get as clean a line as possible. And that means getting out any crumbs and things that get stuck down there. And now I'm going to use Weld Bond. I get this from Bunnings in Australia. In the US, I believe Dixie Belle sell the alternative, which is Type Bond. Make sure it all gets in there. I'm not worried about this going everywhere. You know I make a mess when I do stuff like this. It'll peel off and I'll enjoy doing that. Like when you're at school. Just put it all over your hands, peel it off. Well, I did anyway. Now this side, where it's split, this side is actually higher than this side. Clamping it may fix that. If not, I'll just have to see what I can do to sand it to fix that up. Or I may have to sort of fill that lip a little bit so it sort of evens out. Right, so now I've got my clamps. I'm going to put that part at the back in case it indents it. And now we should see this squeeze out. That's what we're looking for. And then you just wipe off there. You can see that's really clean. It's come together really well. So I'll leave that for a couple of hours now. I'm going to lighten this girl up. I've already washed it with white lightning, rinsed it off, or scuff sanded it first, rinsed it off with fresh water. Now I'm going to go in with some Dixie Belle Silk Tide Pool, and then I think on the drawer fronts I'm going to do some stenciling. I'm using my mini. I use this brush for everything, literally everything. Look at that. I love Tide Pool. So if you've used the chalk mineral of Dixie Belle, this is very similar to vintage duck egg. This one has got a built-in top coat and a built-in primer. So I don't usually do, if I was doing it to sell, I wouldn't entertain one nightstand. They take much longer to sell. There's not enough profit in it for the work that you have to put in. I mean, not that you put a heap of work in, but you know, just setting up, sanding, getting it all ready, there's not enough profit. Certainly in Australia anyway, for one nightstand. But now that I'm doing these for Rise Up, it's fantastic because they only put one bedside into each unit. So it's perfect for them, so they don't go to waste. So whenever I see a single bedside now on Marketplace, I'm just jumping on it. So it seems that the recording that I was just doing, where I started the stenciling, this is the second drawer that I'm doing, none of it recorded, so that's fun. Anyway, here I'm using the Dixie Belle Morocco stencil, and I'm using the green tape just to attach it because otherwise it will lift, because it's a big piece. So these stencils from Dixie Belle are large, they're quite wide and quite deep, so you can do a full drawer with them. But as these drawers are quite narrow, if I just lay it on there, there's a good probability that it will move around and that the delicate areas will sort of stick up. So I just put the tape down as I'm working and put it up as I go, just to help me keep it in place. Look at that! love it. Right, let's take these off. See how we go. It is raised, so I am going to need to sand it down, but I'll see. If not, what I'll do is just put a thin line of filler and then sand it back. But let's just get the sander for now. See what we can do. That's great. I've been able to sand that completely smooth now. And the wood underneath is beautiful. So let's get the rest of it sanded off. Time to give this a bleached wood effect. It's a whitewash, I guess, but I don't really want much white on it. I just want to lighten it. So what I've got here is a mix I made up. It's just water and cotton. I just make it up, I don't know, 10 to 1, 20 to 1, who knows. I'd go less is more initially, and then if you need more, you can add more. You know, you can add more layers or you can add more paint. So I'm just going to brush it on and then I'm going to wipe it off. I smooth sanded this by hand as well. This is quite subtle, it's just lightening the wood. So it really gives it a bleached wood effect. Do you know what? I'm just going to wipe it on. And then I'm not going to be stuck with any brush marks that I don't want. And it's more subtle. See, I'll just make it up. Do what you like, whatever works for you. I'll just learn from my mistakes. I don't want it that white. So I'm going to keep rubbing. I'm actually going to spray some water on that. It's not very light, but it's a little bit lighter than I want. I'm just going to spread it out a bit. So I love with the chalk paint, you can make whatever colour washes you like. And this will just tie in beautifully now with the drawers, because the drawers have got cotton for the stencil. So it's the same tone. So I'm going to just lay some more water down because this is a bit thicker than I would want. So that'll just allow me to spread it out once it goes on. Oh, you wouldn't think it was the same piece of furniture, would you? So many people just throw furniture away, and it doesn't take much to modernise it. Hopefully this will bring a smile to some people's faces. This is gorgeous. See, there's no brush strokes or anything with this, it's just so easy. And if it goes on a bit thick, just put some more water on and spread it out. And it's just like a bleached wood. Bleached wood is massive at the minute. So when you've done it, when it's been a dark piece and you've sanded it around, always make sure you get this lip. I'm not saying about getting the stain and going to sand it underneath, but just make sure you don't see any of that dark, if there's any still hanging around under that lip. Because I paint under there, usually that's what I'll do, but sometimes you just miss it, and it's not till you're taking the photos or looking at different angles that you see that. Oh, I'm loving this. Absolutely loving it. So I'm going to use these draw pulls. I got these off eBay, probably about $1 each, I'm not sure. So what I'll now do is I'll just take the cloth and wipe it over, because they're raw. If I was to go straight over, the colour of it was fine as it was, but if I was to go straight over it with a clear coat, gator hide, it would bring out the natural tones in the wood, which would be an orangey sort of tone, and I don't want that. By doing this, it'll stay that colour. So now I just need to pull it all together, don't I? And yes, I'm in my pyjamas. Oh, I was stoked. I watched one of AJ Vintage's live yesterday, and she was painting in a PJ. I felt felt so validated. Right, let's put this girl together. I wish I could keep her. Here they are, guys, all finished. Thanks as always to Dixie Belle for having such awesome products. If you're interested in any of these products, check out the description. Everything will be listed there below. And I'll see you next time.